Looks like it's on the program clock there when you want to have him back. Welcome back. My next guest is Jamie McGee, who's the Sussex County Office Coordinator for Alzheimer's Association. Jamie, thanks for taking the time.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
With this being the 19th annual Alzheimer's fundraiser at First State Chevy in Georgetown, how has this great event over the years helped raise awareness about this horrible disease?
Well, it does get a lot of people out to these events, and I'm here usually with a table of information. But in addition to that, they donate a quite large sum to the national office of the Alzheimer's Association for research, and they also support my office. Over the past 10 years, they've given close to $38,000 just to my office for local programs and services.
Now, the Alzheimer's disease causes memory loss and behavioral changes. What are some of the other signs and symptoms?
Those are mainly one of the things that families note and anything else. I hear families come to me, and the first thing they say, my mother always kept her checkbook to the penny, and all of a sudden she can't just see her checkbook now. So numbers, they cannot work with numbers, and so another really big issue. They lose their logic and reasoning, and they make really bad mistakes and judgments. A lot of times it's financial. They'll spend money where they should never have spent it, that kind of thing.
When will people typically get this disease?
Normally, it's at the age of 65. We have about 5 million of Alzheimer's, but there's only about 200,000 that get before the age of 65.
Do we see this more in men or women?
Glad you asked that. The new statistics that they've came out with this year, the facts and figures, show that of the over 5 million Americans that have it, 3.2 million of those are women. So not only do they have more of they provide better than 2/3 of the care for people with dementia, and thereby suffer from the stress-related illnesses that go caregiving.
Have they found out why there's more women than men at this time?
Initially, it was because women live longer, but it doesn't. The numbers don't work out very well when you say that. On how women only live about 4 years longer than men. So even some of the studies show that if your mother had, it's your father. So it's one of those things that really affects women more.
What advice do you give a caretaker who's caring for a loved one that has Alzheimer's? What advice do you give a caretaker that has a loved one that has Alzheimer's?
Do not take anything they say to heart. Let it roll off your back. Try to treat the person with dignity and respect.
Typically, what is the lifespan of someone that's battling Alzheimer's?
The average from diagnosis to death is 8 to 10 years.
Back.
My dad only lived 5. So it's shorter if they have other illnesses, and he developed prostate cancer in the interim.
Tell listeners how you got involved with the Alzheimer's Association.
quite by accident, as a matter of fact. My dad was diagnosed in 91. After he was diagnosed, I knew that I wanted to do something with people who had dementia, but I had insurance for 23 years and had never been to college. So at the age of 49, I went to college. I graduated when I was 53 from Salisbury University with a bachelor's in social work and a minor in gerontology. And I was hired immediately, Life Care at Laughlin Park, a nursing home in Seaford. And I was hired there. I worked 2 years, and I was volunteering with the Alzheimer's Association when they decided to office in Sussex County. So in September of 2001, I opened the office there ever since.
What are some of the other fundraisers besides today?
The only fundraiser that we do as a Sussex County is our walk. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is going to be held October the 4th at Grove Park in Rehoboth. You can register online now, so we highly recommend that if you're interested at all doing that. But we have other fun state, and we do a conference, dementia conference in Dover at Dover. It's November the 19th this year.